In the wealth services industry in Canada, we place a lot of importance on having a value proposition. That is a message that outwardly communicates the value of what we do so that we can attract new clients. The idea is the clearer and stronger the message, the more chance we have of attracting someone who needs our services. Over the years, I've heard a lot of reasons why advisors find crafting and using a value proposition challenging. And I've put those up on the slide. The fact that so many advisors consistently feel this way tells me that we have to rethink how we're communicating value. As wealth professionals, we need to approach the idea of value proposition from a fresh perspective. The first step in doing so is to shift our thinking in that the value advisors provide is not singular in nature, meaning we have to let go of this idea of having a single value proposition. It's not one size fits all, such as a unique selling proposition or an elevator pitch. There are so many aspects to consider when preparing a value message: the type of audience, their personality, what's important to them, the purpose of the conversation, and how much time you have. So we need to be broader, deeper, and more complex in our approach to expressing value. And here's what that looks like in practical terms. First, instead of one value proposition, we need a full mental library of ideas from which to draw from, depending on the situation and conversation we're having. That library needs to be made up of intentional, prepared talking points. That's not to be confused with a script. It's difficult to memorize a script, never mind a large number of them. And even when we're able to, it sounds so, well, scripted. Talking points help you to remember the message, but allow you to create the language around it in the moment so that it's much more natural. The talking points don't have to be in the form of statements only. Stories, analogies, and graphics are a great way to engage people over and above simple facts. Whatever method of communication we choose, we're making the intangible tangible. The services we offer are not readily seen, felt, or experienced. So communicating these concepts in a way that makes sense is key. And we can often be too rational in our messaging. Money, finances, and our future are all emotional topics. So we have to acknowledge that without becoming emotional ourselves. And finally, the value messaging we communicate has to be genuine. And if it's not, it really is just a sales pitch. You'll know it and your listeners will know it. Why it is crucial for us to be clear and intentional with our messaging is best summed up here. People do not buy the best products and services. They buy the ones that are communicated the clearest. We're in a race to get people to understand why they need us. If your competitor has an inferior service to you, but they're a better communicator, they will beat you every time because the clients never knew why you were better or why they might need your services. We have to communicate very clearly and succinctly in a way people can understand. Financial advisors have to be able to clearly express the value they provide in these 5 aspects. What clients pay for. That's the value of your services in exchange for a fee. How you're different from other advisors. That's the value of the relationship with you. How you can help. That's the ultimate outcomes that clients realize. Who you best work with. The value of matching the right client with the right advisor. And why your credit union is different. That's the value of working with a cooperative banking institution, specifically yours. Again, consider your current value messaging and think about how clearly and concisely it responds to these 5 aspects. No one aspect is particularly more important than the others. You have to be able to respond to each depending on the audience and the situation. Each one of these elements in itself doesn't make a strong value message, but together they can be very powerful. In the following modules, we'll take a detailed look at how you can develop your value message around each of these aspects, what I refer to as deliverables, differentiator, outcomes, core market, and institution.